Good morning. I hope you had a great night last night. Today we're going to start a new story. It's called The Runaway Racehorse. It's an A to Z mystery novel. The only thing that is different is it is the older siblings of our Lucy, Nate, and Bradley. The characters are Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose. Our story is about a racehorse, and I'll read the back cover to you. It says, I could read backwards, I think. We'll try it. And they're off. Think Josh and Ruth Rose are excited to see Uncle Warren's new racehorse, Whirlaway, in action. But the night before the big race, the horse disappears. He shows up the next day just in time to lose the race. Why is Whirlaway suddenly so slow? Can the kids figure out? Or is Whirlaway out of the winner's circle for good? So we're going to find out how Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose solve the mystery of the runaway racehorse. I'm going to pick this book because I love horses. Our story doesn't take place in Greenlawn this time. The story takes place in Saratoga, New York, and also at the racetrack here. It's the, I gotta look over here. This is Forrest Evans' house. That's where they're gonna go. He owns the racehorse with Uncle Warren. And up here, it says location is Larchmont, New York, and Saratoga Springs, New York. But mostly the map shows where the kids are going to be at. They're going to be at the racetrack mainly and Forrest Evans' house. And you can kind of see the map of where they are. So you see right over here, this is the racetrack headquarters. Okay, there's a little map here of New York. Okay, so you can kind of see where they're going to be. And they're on the train on the way to Uncle Warren's house. And here's the picture of the kids. Chapter 1. And you can see that they're in the train. Chapter 1. Josh picked up a French fry, dipped it in ketchup, and drew his initials on the plate. When he ate the French fry, a glob of ketchup plopped onto his shirt. Rats, this is my favorite t-shirt, Josh said. Dink put down his book and grinned at his freckle-faced, red-headed friend. Was your favorite shirt, he said. Josh, Dink, and Ruth Rose were taking a train to Launchmart, New York, to visit their friend Forrest Evans. Forrest and Dink's Uncle Warren had bought a racehorse together. The kids were invited to watch the horse Whirlaway run in a race in Saratoga Springs. Josh picked up a napkin and wiped at the red stain. He only made it worse, though. Josh is finger painting, Ruth Rose said to Dink. Well, someday I'll be a famous ketchup artist, Josh said. He gazed out the window. When are we going to get there? In a few minutes, Ruth Rose said, as she was checking the train schedule on her ticket. I can't wait to see Whirlaway, Dink said. I've never met a real racehorse before. All I can think about is this horse. That's why I'm reading this. He held up his book. It was The Black Stallion by Walter Farley. The cover showed a beautiful black horse with wild eyes and a flowing mane. Dink's uncle's real first name was Donald, and his middle name was David. But when he first started to talk, he tried to say Donald David Duncan, and it came out as Dink. Dink had been his nickname ever since. Look what I brought, Ruth Rose said, pulling a book from her backpack. The cover showed a girl on a horse. The book's title was Learning to Ride. Josh, did you bring a horse book? Dink asked. Josh grinned. Nope. I figured you guys would tell me everything I need to know. He dropped a few sugar cubes into his backpack. Are you still hungry? Dink teased. No, therefore we're away, Josh said. Just then the conductor walked through the dining car. Launch Mart is next stop, he told the kids. Oh, wait, Ruth Rose said, digging into her backpack. She brought out her new camera. Ruth Rose liked to dress all in one color. Today was white, from her headband down to her sneakers. Even her camera was white. Would you please take a picture of us? She asked the conductor. My pleasure, said the man. He took the camera and focused it on the kids. Say cheese, cheese, they all said. And there they are, taking a photo together. See his ketchup stain over here on his shirt? The conductor handed Ruth Rose her camera. Have a good day, he said. The train slowed and then stopped. Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose grabbed their backpacks and walked to the end of the car. The conductor lowered a set of stairs, and the kids climbed down the platform. Dink heard someone call his name. He saw his Uncle Warren and Forrest Evans walking toward them. Dink's uncle was short and round and wore glasses. Forrest Evans had a trimmed brown beard and wore jeans and a t-shirt. Why, it's Wink, Josh, and Two Toes, Forrest said. The kids had met Forrest when his painting had gotten stolen from Uncle Warren's apartment. Hi, Mr. Evans, they all said. Please call me Forrest, okay? He asked. Dink hugged his uncle. How was the train ride? Uncle Warren asked. It was great, Josh said. The hamburgers were awesome. Forrest led them to the black car and opened the rear door. The kids piled in with their backpacks. Uncle Warren sat next to Forrest in the front. Forrest started the car and pulled out of the parking lot. How many horses do you have? Josh asked. And there is Forrest and Uncle Warren and the kids. So Uncle Warren is the man with the hat, and Forrest is the man with the beard. Just for a worry, Forrest said. Do you ride him in races? Ruth Rose asked. Forrest laughed. No, I'm too heavy. Professional jockeys are small and light. I hired a woman named Sunny to be Whirlaway's jockey. Awesome, Josh said. I've never met a girl jockey before. Then he added, I guess I've never met a boy jockey either. Forrest slowed down near a group of small shops and flipped on his turn signal. Josh, Dink, and Ruth Rose recognized the long, tree-lined driveway. They had been here once before with Dink's uncle. A minute later, Forrest stopped at his garage. At the end of a stone path stood a large brick house. Out back, a stone barn nestled between a tennis court and a swimming pool. Here we are, Forrest said. The kids climbed out of the back seat with their backpacks. When can we meet Whirlaway? Josh asked, looking toward the barn. Right now, Forrest said. Uncle Warren headed to the house while the kids followed Forrest toward the barn. Josh dug in his pocket and pulled out the sugar cube. I brought this for Whirlaway, he said. That was a nice idea, Josh, Forrest said, but Whirlaway doesn't like sugar. He's the only horse I've seen who doesn't. Josh stuck the cube back in his pocket, and the kids entered the cool, dim barn. Dink took a deep breath. It smells nice in here, he said. I agree, Forrest said. He also took a deep breath. There's nothing like the sweet smell of hay and a horse. Now, I want you to think of this. He brought sugar cubes to give to the horse. Uncle Forrest says, but Whirlaway doesn't like sugar. He's the only horse I've seen who doesn't. It could be a clue for later in the story. Don't forget chocolate, Josh added. They all laughed as Forrest led the way to the stall near the barn's rear doors. The doors were open and sunlight poured in. Out back was a truck parked on a wide area of gravel. The stall door was also open, but there was no horse inside. Hmm, that's funny, Forrest said, closing the stall door. He thought for a moment, then smiled. I'll bet Sonny took Whirlaway out for exercise, he said. They should be back soon. Let's go get you guys settled in the house. He led Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose back outside and into the house. They passed through a small room with boots on the floor and jackets hanging on pegs. This is the mud room, Forrest said, untying and kicking off their boots. He took the kids through another door into the kitchen. The room was yellow with blue tiles on the counter and floor. Forrest pointed to a low bench. You can leave your backpacks there for now, he said. The kids stood their backpacks on the bench. Dink glanced at the newspaper clipping stuck on the refrigerator door with a magnet. There was a picture of a dark horse and a diamond-shaped blaze on its forehead. The headlines read, Local Horse Beats All. Is this Whirlaway, Dink asked. That's him, Forrest said. He's real pretty, Ruth Rose said. He's even prettier in person, Forrest said, opening the fridge. You kids like fruit? We like everything, Josh said. Forrest gets grapes and strawberries. Forrest set grapes and strawberries on the table. The kids sat down and began to snack. Suddenly, the door burst open. A small woman in jeans, riding boots, and a flannel shirt rushed into the kitchen. Hi, Sonny, Forrest said. Say hello to Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose. They're here to watch you on Whirlaway race tomorrow. He's gone, Sonny said, trying to catch her breath. Who's gone? Whirlaway. I just got here to take him out. When I looked in the stall, it was empty. And there is a picture of Sonny coming into the kitchen. And you can see the kids sitting around the table. She looks a little bit surprised. And that is the end of chapter 1. I want you to remember that Whirlaway does not like sugar. It is a clue. All right.